You take a deep breath on a crowded train. In that split second, an invisible particle slips past your throat and enters your circulatory system. Down here, the environment is mostly peaceful. Millions of red blood cells, shaped like tightly packed donuts, quietly deliver oxygen to your tissues. This invader lacks the cellular machinery of a living organism. It functions as a biological robot, consisting of a protein shell, a network of protruding spike proteins, and an internal payload of genetic code. It doesn't eat, and it cannot move on its own. Survival requires a successful attachment. These spike proteins operate through extreme structural precision. They drift through the bloodstream until they encounter a matching receptor on a healthy human cell, snapping into place with chemical specificity. Tricked by this match, the human cell absorbs the intruder. Once inside, the shell dissolves. The viral genetic code spills out and takes over the cell's ribosomes, the tiny internal manufacturing centers that normally build human proteins. The host cell abandons its normal functions. It spends all its energy mass-producing exact copies of the virus, right up until the cell becomes so full that it physically ruptures. Hundreds of new viral machines flood out from the wreckage. They immediately latch on to neighboring healthy cells. Within hours, a single microscopic breach scales into a systemic threat that requires a massive, coordinated biological response. As those first host cells burst, they release chemical distress signals called cytokines. These floating alarm flares alert the body's innate immune system, your first, fastest line of defense. The first responders are white blood cells, like this single neutrophil navigating through the red blood cells. They are blunt instruments, physically engulfing and digesting the free-floating viruses on contact. But when the viral replication outpaces these local defenders, the concentration of cytokine alarms reaches the brain. The hypothalamus responds by turning up the body's internal thermostat. This chart shows how a fever impacts the battlefield. As core temperature rises, viral replication drops sharply. The heat destabilizes the virus. Every symptom serves a purpose. Increased mucus flushes intruders, and fatigue reroutes energy directly into the immune response. The aches, exhaustion, and rising heat quantify the magnitude of the counteroffensive. These symptoms are the direct physical manifestations of a biological system weaponizing its own internal environment to ensure its survival. If the innate defense can't clear the field quickly enough, the body escalates. Large patrol cells called macrophages step in to activate a slower but far more lethal network, the adaptive immune system. After consuming a virus, a macrophage dismantles it, displaying the jagged fragments on its outer surface to broadcast the exact structural identity of the enemy. Specialized helper T cells read that displayed fragment and sound a targeted alarm. In response, killer T cells begin dividing rapidly, forming a massive identical clone army designed to do one thing: hunt down and destroy any human cell that has already been infected. While the T cells clear out compromised tissue, another unit prepares a targeted strike against the free-floating viruses. These are the B cells, operating as heavy manufacturing centers. The B cells mass-produce millions of antibodies, custom-built Y-shaped proteins matched perfectly to the invader. They swarm the virus and snap onto its spike proteins like handcuffs, completely stripping its ability to unlock and enter new host cells. Stripped of their mobility and unable to infect new hosts, the remaining viral machines are swiftly cleared out. The deployment of customized antibodies shifts the body from a defensive posture into an overwhelming offensive stripe, breaking the invasion entirely. With the viral population neutralized, the cytokine alarms fade. The resulting drop in inflammation signals the surrounding tissue to begin the repair process. The active war is over, but deep inside the lymph nodes, a specialized archiving process begins. A select few of the surviving B and T cells are packed away in these structured networks, going dormant as memory cells. These surviving units retain the exact structural fingerprint of the defeated virus. They wait in reserve, maintaining that precise biological intelligence for decades. This side-by-side timeline illustrates the advantage of that archived intelligence. On the left, an initial infection takes up to 14 days to clear. On the right, if that exact same virus enters the body years later, the memory cells recognize it instantly. neutralizing the threat in hours, often before you ever develop a single symptom. This cellular mechanism is how vaccines operate. By delivering a synthetic version of the viral fingerprint, the vaccine tricks the body into producing those dormant memory cells without forcing it to endure the actual dangerous infection. Defeating a viral threat leaves a permanent mark. The human organism emerges from the conflict carrying a customized, microscopic blueprint of its enemy, rendering it highly resistant to the exact same attack.